Yeah. Chance. Chance. No chance, that's what you got. Up against a machine too strong. Pretty politicians buying souls for a song. Puppets. Won't find their place in line. But tie a string around your finger now, boy, cause it's just a matter of time. Cause you've got no chance. No chance in hell. 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 Come on, come and get it. Come on. Yeah. Come on, come and get it. Come on. Oh yeah. No chance. You got no chance. No chance in hell. You got no chance. No chance in hell. You got no chance. No chance in hell. You got no chance. No chance in hell.
With the corporate ministry,
You got no chance.
the message is simple. Guys, no
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. Chance. Chance. No chance, that's what you got. Up against a machine too strong. Pretty politicians buying souls for a song. Puppets. Won't find their place in line. But tie a string around your finger now, boy, cause it's just a matter of time. Cause you've got no chance. No chance in hell. 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 Come on, come and get it. Come on. Yeah. Come on, come and get it. Come on. Oh yeah. No chance. You got no chance. No chance in hell. You got no chance. No chance in hell. You got no chance. No chance in hell. You got no chance. No chance in hell.
With the corporate ministry,
You got no chance.
the message is simple. Guys, no chance.
You
With the corporate ministry,
got no
the
chance.
message is simple. Guys, no chance.
No chance. You got no chance. No chance in hell. 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 Come on, come
All right. What's going on, YouTube? Hustler and Muscular, also known as H&M in the building. Back at you one more time with a very interesting live. Yeah. And I know Halloween is coming up. That's why I got this Halloween decoration set up. Hope you like my new intro. There'll be more to come, just like it, similar to it. But I made that just for the sake of the Halloween season. I will go back to conventional intros later on down the line. But anyways, I'm back at it once again, and I'm talking about another important topic today. Today, I want to talk about this whole body positivity slash fat acceptance movement. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, based on what I understand about this whole body positivity thing, it was originally a movement that got started in the 1960s, also known as the anti-fatness activism. The goal was to simply break the link existing between weight and personal worth, thus reinforcing that everyone deserves dignity, respect, and fair treatment regardless of their shape and size. So that's the basic definition of what body positivity movement was all about. It was about giving people a sense of self-worth, dignity, and self-respect, regardless of what they look like and their body structure and body size. And personally, I'm all for that. I don't have a problem with a woman, feeling good about herself, regardless of what her size is, because that's what the body positivity started out with. It was to give overweight people a sense of self-worth. That's what it started out being. But I guess over time, that body positivity kind of went a little overboard, and we can kind of see it play out in real life. What started out as giving overweight women a sense of self-worth turned into giving overweight women a sense of delusion. Again, let me make this disclaimer. I have no hatred towards overweight women or overweight people in general, men and women alike. I have no hatred or animosity against said people. So don't think that this is just a hate rant going in on overweight people. No, it's not. This is just to call out the bullshit that they've been fed for decades, thanks in part to body positivity and fat acceptance. So once again, I have no hate whatsoever towards overweight women or men alike, but I'm calling out the nonsense that they've been fed and what it's come to in the past few decades. So yeah, like I said, what started out as giving women a sense of self-worth despite their body weight turned into giving them a sense of delusion. In more recent years, I'm gonna say for the last 10 years or so, now you have overweight women who feel like they're just as desirable as a thin woman. They're just as sexy and attractive as the average thin woman. Now, granted, you can be as confident as a thin woman, but come on, physically on the outside, you will never be as attractive as a thin woman unless you go to the gym and get in shape. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, what about the other attributes, like the aforementioned confidence and self-worth and her knowing herself? That's all well and good, but here's the thing. Women are known for their femininity and physical beauty. That's what they're not telling you. As a woman, you're valued for your femininity and beauty, not so much your hard work, your accomplishments, and all that kind of fancy stuff. So you can't say, yes, I'm 500 pounds overweight, but I have a good job. I have this, I made this amount of money. That's not going to cut it to impress a man. Because as men, once again, we don't care about that kind of BS. You can't compare an overweight man to an overweight woman. A man could be 500 pounds overweight, but still be valued because of his status, his wealth, and his hard work and accomplishment. He's going to still have value despite letting himself go. After all, as men, we are not held to the same standard of beauty compared to women. An overweight woman cannot say, oh, she's rich and wealthy despite being 500 pounds overweight. No, it don't work like that. It just doesn't work that way. So a woman cannot be overweight and out of shape and still feel entitled. Should she feel confidence? Yes, but confidence and entitlement are not the same thing. Seriously, these days you got women who are obese and out of shape saying that they're perfect 10s. I'm a 10. All women are 10s no matter what they look like. Wake up to reality, sweetheart. Compared to a thin woman, you are not a freaking 10. Hell, there are some thin women who are not even 10s, but at least they acknowledge that. Everybody can't be a goddamn 10. But however, you can get yourself in shape if you do the work. This whole body positivity has perpetuated the idea that all women should be loved, all women should be dateable, all men should be with these women no matter what their size are, no matter what their size is. But in actuality, no, we care about stuff like that. We actually care about stuff like that. What you look like on the outside may not be the biggest significance, but come on, we're men. We're visual creatures, and we like what we see. And if we like what we see, chances are we gonna go for it. That's just the law. That's just the way that works. We're gonna go for whatever it is that we want. And as a general consensus, nobody finds the average overweight woman attractive. Now I will say this though. There are some men out there who prefer overweight women. There are some men out there who will get with a woman that's a little obese. Hell, I've hung around females who are obese. So again, this is not a hate rant. I'm not faulting anybody for their preference. I'm not faulting anybody for what they want out of a man or a woman. I'm not faulting anybody for that. But what I can say is this: that's not the general consensus as far as what most men will find attractive. Me personally, I prefer not to date a woman that's obese and out of shape. Why? Because I'm not obese myself. I go to the gym once, maybe twice a week. I keep myself in shape. So I expect my woman to be on the same path, more or less. And I say more or less because she ain't got to go to the gym as much as I do, but at least look like you in shape. At least look like you in shape. And you do some kind of work on yourself. Even if you don't go to the gym going hard like me, at least keep up the appearance that you go to the gym. That's all I'm saying. That's the way that needs to be. Hold on a second. That's the way it needs to be. Men. And for those of y'all out there that don't mind an overweight woman, again, that's what you want, so be it. I'm not faulting you for that. Just don't fault me for wanting the opposite. And now they got it to where if a woman says she doesn't date a man that's under 6 feet tall, hooray for her. You go, girl. It's good to have a standard. But if a man says he wants a woman that's petite and in shape and not out of shape, petite and in shape and not overweight, oh, now that's body shaming. That's what it's come to now. It's considered body shaming to refuse to date a woman that's slightly obese and out of shape. And that's that's basically what this movement has come to in more recent years. It started out as giving women a sense of self-worth despite their size, but then it turned over the last couple, maybe a few decades or so, it's turned into women who are just basically entitled. Now they feel like they're perfect tens despite eating junk food all the time and not even trying to get in shape. Now, granted, if you're an overweight woman and you trying to get in shape, maybe you'll get some leeway. But if you're obese and out of shape and you on social media flaunting all that flab everywhere, that's a problem. No. Nobody wants to look at some obese chick that's out of shape. Nobody wants to see that. All right. Now, as I was saying, again, I have nothing against people who are obese and out of shape. I believe everybody, men and women alike, should get in shape. I mean, we're quick to tell men, boy, you fat, get in shape. Come on, man. No woman wants to deal with an overweight man. You got to get in shape. But we can't tell that to our women. Body positivity has pushed it to where if a woman is obese and out of shape, we can't encourage her to get in shape. I can't even say tell her get in shape. We can't encourage her to get in shape. We can't encourage her to live a healthier lifestyle. We're just supposed to accept it for what it is. And if you don't, you're fat phobic, you're body shaming, you're doing the whole nine. That's where we tend to have the problem. It made women feel delusional. Like, oh, thanks to body positivity, I can be 300 pounds and still men are supposed to accept me. Well, we're going to accept you. We're just not going to date you. Again, I don't want a woman that's obese and out of shape, especially seeing as how I go to the gym and keep myself in shape. I'm on a weight gain journey. I'm currently at 160 pounds. Well, it's 160 plus pounds. And if you're a female, you're heavier than me. That may be a problem. So at least, like I said, if you're with me, at least look like you're in shape. At least look like you take yourself to the gym. Again, this whole movement was made to give women a sense of dignity, respect, and fair treatment, regardless of their body size. But it's escalated to just giving them flat out entitlement. And that's something we really don't need. And from what I understand, I believe 80% of our Black women are obese and out of shape. Some of our women in this country are obese and out of shape. And I'm looking at an article right now. It says some researchers have criticized the movement, the body positivity movement, for normalizing being overweight and having obesity while ignoring the associated health concerns. Exactly. We're ignoring the overall health concerns. Ain't nothing wrong with you loving yourself, but if you truly love yourself, you won't put yourself in a position where you're going to die before you turn 60. You will love yourself by doing the work on your body to get yourself in shape. You will do the work to get yourself to where you're not going to die at an early age. That's what people truly do when they love themselves. That's like me putting cocaine in my system. Clearly, I don't love my body. That's like me saying I'm gonna smoke weed and put cocaine in my body all the time. But yeah, I love my body. No, I'm putting stuff in my body that's gonna possibly kill me in the long run. So that's not body positivity at all. It goes on to say, however, this criticism fails to acknowledge how harmful it can be when people face stigma and experience shame regarding their weight. And I agree. People should not be shamed or anything like that to that degree. I'm not going to shame you as a person, because there was a time where people were overweight and out of shape and they got shamed and looked down upon for it. They felt useless as a person. So the body positivity movement has basically removed all that shame and saying that women should just accept their bodies as they are. The question is, again, it led to nothing but delusion. So yeah, there have been studies going around about this body positivity movement. And it kind of challenges the narrative that it kind of challenges the overall standard of beauty in our community, because we all know the standard of beauty is fit, a woman that's fit and in shape, like a supermodel, like Tyra Banks, for example, despite being a little bony when she first got on the modeling scene. That was the standard for what we find attractive. That was the standard. But now it's like body positivity has just changed. It's trying to go above and beyond to change that standard and give overweight women a place in society. Well, I think the only place they belong is in the damn gym or at a health club or a boot camp, fat camp or something. That's the only place that they really belong. I don't want to sound crude, but the only place those kind of women belong at is at a boot camp for overweight people or at the gym. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate you. I'm just telling you the honest to God truth. That's just the way that goes. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. All right. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. This body positivity. Once again, I'm all for loving yourself. I love myself, but I can see I'm not exactly the swollest guy in the world, but I'm still working on that. I love myself. I love myself because I do the work to keep my body in shape. I go to the gym once a week and do at-home workouts. That's how I show love to my body, doing whatever it takes to train myself mentally and physically. But it seems a lot of our women today just don't want to do that. They don't want to get their bodies in shape. They expect men to just simply accept them as they are, and they have a problem with it. It's their problem. It's considered body shaming. It's like we're not allowed to have a standard, but women can. You know, something I'll get into later on in the stream when I talk about women with high standards. That's going to be up for discussion soon enough. I'm going to talk about women who have unrealistic standards. Right now, we'll talk about body positivity and the fat acceptance. And now to further illustrate my point, I'm going to do what I usually do, and that's show you a bunch of videos of women who gave into what body positivity means today instead of giving it to what it was supposed to mean when it got started in the 60s. We've gone from loving ourselves to being flat out delusional, thinking that we deserve a perfect 10 man, even though we're far from a 10 ourselves, that a man's supposed to accept you at your current size. Okay, give me a sec, people. Give me a second. The live should resume in the next 30 seconds. Okay, hold on a second. Once again, shout out to Nadia Nymph for this video called Meet TikTok's Most Vocal Fact Activist. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, fair use, fair use. Let's see what she has to say. And some of this stuff ought to be interesting. Luckily, I came prepared just in case I hear some nonsense. But anyways, fair use, fair use.
Did y'all really think mass reporting my video was gonna shut me up? Not even a spoonful of sugar could make this medicine go down. I'm just getting started.
Oh, you're just getting started, huh? Oh my.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I want to introduce a fat liberationist creator that we haven't seen much on this channel.
Fat phobia should make you uncomfortable because it is intertwined with every single other system of oppression that exists.
You're right. Fat phobia should make you uncomfortable. But is it truly fat phobia you're complaining about? Or just complaining about the fact that because you're overweight, certain men don't find you attractive? That's not fat phobia. That's called having a preference, just so you know. But fair use.
So Myra is one of the more aggressive voices in this space. Her activism is usually her calling out what she perceives to be fat phobia.
Since we can all agree of its existence, since we can all agree that fat people experience prejudice, hate, and discrimination. We should have federal protections.
Federal protections, really?
Most recently, she's mad at the Cheesecake Factory for their heinously fat-phobic, low-calorie menu.
Cheesecake Factory count show days. Count show days.
Skinnylicious. I guess anything with the word skinny in it is going to make her cringe. I wonder why. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. But anyways, fair use.
Skinnylicious. Our collection of fresh and delicious menu options with lower calories and rich shakes, all 590 calories or less. Is this 2003?
No, it's 2023. But what does a time period got to do with anything? Come on. If people want to eat something with low calories, they should be able to do so. It ain't your place to go ranting on something just because it's something you prefer. That's like me saying I don't like junk food, but I want to shut down every McDonald's in the world. No, I'm just not going to eat the shit. So why are you going in on this Cheesecake Factory? Let it be.
And that's 2023?
I actually ate at the Cheesecake Factory for the first time in years, not too long ago. And when I saw this...
Oh, by the way, speaking of the Cheesecake Factory, that's going to lead into my next topic of the day, which is called, women with high standards. That's the next topic. Women with high standards. That's gonna, because I got an interesting story for y'all. I'm pretty sure some of y'all might be familiar with it, but just in case you're not, I'll gladly bring it up later on in the stream. But anyways, back to this. Fair use.
Menu. I thought the name Skinnylicious was pretty funny, especially for a place like Cheesecake Factory where everything is overdone, oversized.
I hope y'all lose money this year. I hope all the milk for the cheesecake is spoiled when it comes out of the cow's udders. What are we talking? Skinnylicious? I'm sick of this diet culture.
To think your personal outrage is going to be so detrimental that you're saying count your days to the Cheesecake Factory.
How about you just don't eat at the goddamn place instead of starting a whole rant, talking about shut it down and calling out the name? Damn, I mean, leave the place alone. I never ate the Cheesecake Factory before, but maybe some people have and they like it. Just accept it. Fair use.
That is the kind of ego we're used to interacting with on this channel.
Fat people are fundamentally cooler than people in normative bodies.
Says who? Okay, who says that? They're fundamentally... She says that fat people are fundamentally cooler than people who are thicker and skinnier?
Does not compute. Does not compute. Does not compute.
Exactly. I think the coolness depends on the person, not so much the person's size. Who are we to say you're better just because of your body structure and your weight? That doesn't make any sense to say, but fair use.
Samira is undoubtedly popular on TikTok. She is a really talented singer.
Blue sky smiling at me, and both of my thick thighs in your
thick thighs, you say?
Emotional damage.
Exactly. Thick thighs? No. How about tree trunk thighs? No, they're bigger than a tree trunk. That's a whole damn driveway. Fuck you mean? Anyways, fair use, fair use.
oh shit.
She's a Harvard graduate.
What, like it's hard?
And successful in a number of other ways. But she is not Cheesecake Factory successful.
It's as if the Cheesecake Factory is run by witches.
Cheesecake Factory is doing very well for themselves. People...
Damn, Cheesecake Factory got more revenue than Buffalo Wild Wings, Red Lobster, and Olive Garden put together. Holy shit. Ain't that about some shit? And I've eaten at Buffalo Wings. I've eaten Red Lobster. I've had Longhorn steak. I've eaten Olive Garden, but I've never tried Cheesecake Factory, just so you know. But damn, look at that. They're doing better than all the other chain restaurants or whatever. Ain't that about some shit? But anyways, fair use, fair use. By the way, the link is in the description. So anybody want to come up and speak their piece on this, feel free to do so. Link is right there. And it's pinned to the chat as well. But anyways, fair use, fair use.
People love that place. Samira's fans clearly do too, because a lot of this comment section is full of people saying, I ate off that menu. I don't understand what the problem is. So
exactly. So what you like and what you don't like may be different from what somebody else likes and don't like. So yeah, like I said, you got a problem with the Cheesecake Factory. Just don't eat at the damn place. Let everybody just have their fun wherever they want to have their fun, have their food where they want to have their food. Seriously.
she made a whole separate video to enlighten us, which seems to be a thing for her.
So glad you could join us in class. I don't think you intended to step into the classroom today, but you did.
When she takes someone to class, it usually means she's about to respond to someone or something in a really condescending or aggressive manner.
I hope you enjoyed class. Please, come back anytime.
Basically the opposite of how to teach anyone anything.
Using the word skinny to market products that have fewer calories or are healthier is fat phobic.
How the fuck is that fat phobic? If anything, if it's for people who want to eat food with less calories in it. Seriously, how the fuck is that fat phobic? So anything that doesn't cater to overweight people is fat phobic. Really? So you're fat phobic if you don't cater to overweight people in their unhealthy lifestyles. Really? That's what we're coming to nowadays? What the fuck is wrong with our world? It's a crapshoot out there. But honestly, oh my God. But anyways, continue, fair use.
Everybody is fat phobic.
Skinny pop, skinny
everybody
with the tape measure tied around the waist. And you could try to change the logo, but it's still fat phobic.
How the fuck is that fat phobic? So anything that doesn't cater to fat people is fat phobic? You know what I call that?
Emotional damage.
That's the best way to sum that up. I bet you that was fucking fast food, like burgers, hot dogs, French fries. I bet you that's not fat phobic. And don't get me wrong, I eat junk food too, but then again, I'm trying to gain weight. So maybe I'm in a different league. So I don't know. But to say this is fat phobic because it has way less calories or more calories or whatever, and it's geared towards people that want to actually lose weight, what the fuck? How is that fat phobic? But anyways, fair use. Oh my God.
Skinny girl.
Egregious.
This just feels so personal, too personal. Like she really believes that skinny cow only exists to be fat phobic.
Everybody is fat phobic.
Fat phobia isn't what's motivating these companies. Money is. The extent of the consideration that they have for us outside of our money generally stops at how many insect parts or rodent feces am I legally allowed to serve human people?
Egregious.
To make something have fewer calories, less sugar, you say make it skinny? Smoothie King, I hope you can now see how people use fat phobia as a marketing tool. It's not.
Here we go again. She thinks that anything that doesn't cater to fat people is basically fat phobic. Really? Oh my God. This is ridiculous. But anyways, fair use.
Not about those options having less calories and less sugar. It's the way they're marketed.
Is it more likely that the name Skinny Girl is this company's way of using their salad dressing bottles to abuse and oppress obese people? Or that it's a name meant to market their dressing more effectively to their target audience?
I'm going to go with the latter. I'm going with that choice. Exactly. I'm going with that choice right there.
For money.
Good question.
There is only ever outrage about this version of diet culture, but never a single word about the version of diet culture that has normalized eating food products instead of food. Whatever. I'm getting cheese fries. The fact that our food environment is constantly bombarding us with the worst of what food has to offer
Should make you uncomfortable.
these companies manipulate us psychologically and physiologically into craving and purchasing their garbage food products. And fat acceptance doesn't give it a second thought. But
No, it doesn't. And that's just putting more money in the company's pockets. Now, granted, it is your responsibility as an individual person to know your limits as far as what you can and to know what you can and cannot eat and how much to eat. Don't get me wrong. That is our responsibility. But this is a true fact right here. They don't care about fat. They don't care about that fat acceptance stuff. They're in it for the money. So that's a true fact right there. They don't care about that stuff. They expect you to have the responsibility to know what to eat and what not to eat. And not only that, if you don't like what this restaurant is serving, just don't eat at the shit. That's all you got to do. If I don't like cheesecake, I'm just not going to eat at the cheesecake. I'm not going to say, oh, this is against me because it doesn't fit me well. If I'm an overweight man, I can't say that, oh, this place is fat phobic because it doesn't serve the kind of food that caters to me. No, just don't eat at the goddamn place. Like I said, but anyways, fair use.
all your popcorn skinny, and now it's not just popcorn, it's violent popcorn, the kind that reinforces and upholds systems of oppression.
It's fat phobic.
It takes the whole cause backwards and frankly makes the movement look kind of dumb to claim that you want federal protection against fat phobia.
We should have federal protections against fat phobia.
What the fuck do you mean? Federal protection. What kind of shit is that? She's talking nonsense.
While also declaring popcorn and Cheesecake Factory menus to be fat phobic. Surely someone in this movement can see that. I do think we have to keep in mind that Samira is a performer. She's even shared videos of her crying on command for her audience on TikTok. I don't doubt her activism is important to her because she has direct stakes in it, but I do think she's smart enough to perform her activism in a way that gets views and attention.
Not even a spoonful of sugar could make this medicine go down. I'm just getting started.
Make this medicine go down. I'm gonna need a whole jug of water to make that medicine go down. Oh my.
We're going to be seeing more from her, no doubt, but that's enough for today. There are legitimate reasons to be annoyed with the way food products are marketed to us. It's not about them being fat phobic. It's about them deceiving us into making healthy choices. But all the health benefits are completely imagined, and they suck us in with the branding and the packaging that paints a picture of health in our heads, when in reality, we're still buying ice cream. The nutrition and ingredients label is really all we care about. Don't let these companies tell you anything about their products. Just flip them over and read what they came up with for yourself.
My bones are so brittle, but I always drink plenty of milk.
That is where we're going to end this one for today. Thank you for making it to the end. If you're...
Ugh. Well, that's the end of that video. God damn. Y'all heard the bullshit that chick was talking? Seriously. Oh, before I continue, let me say shout out to Just Being Jazzy Podcast, Crafty Ideas and Chill Spot for subscribing to my channel. Feel free to come up. Well, I know you're not on the stream now, but just to let you know, any event that you come on the panel, come on this panel, feel free to chime in on anything. Link is in the description below. Okay, everybody, give me a second. All right, I'm back. But yeah, that's a trip right there. How the fuck you gonna shame somebody? How the fuck you gonna go out of your way to say, oh, this is fat phobic? Simply because it doesn't cater to what you want. How you gonna call a chain restaurant fat phobic because they don't serve the kind of food that you want? That's like me. Oh my God. That's like me saying Burger King and McDonald's is basically, I guess, health phobic. It's against healthy living. When in reality, all I can do is, instead of shaming the business, how about I just don't eat at the fucking place? Well, maybe good for me ain't good for you. You can't just shame a whole industry simply because it doesn't cater to what you want. In that case, stay your ass at fucking Burger King so you can eat the shit that you want, that you're so accustomed to putting in your body, instead of shaming other industries that are geared towards people who want to eat healthier. That's the way that works. Okay, here's our next video. It's called Fat Acceptance TikTok Cringe. Skinny people don't deserve body positivity. Are you serious? This one says, shout out to the queen of moderation for this video. Oh my God. Skinny people don't deserve body positivity. Well, I think skinny folks are in a better position to talk about body positivity since they keep themselves in shape. To sit there and say women could look like this and still be accepted. I mean, we can accept them as people, but they're not going to be acceptable dating options. And plus, you can't say that anything doesn't cater to you as fat phobic like the other crazy woman was doing. But, excuse me. Anyways, fair use, fair use. Wow. Holy mother of fuck. The price ain't right. The price ain't right. Oh my God. You can't make this up. Oh man. Hating fat people doesn't, hold on. It says, hating fat people doesn't make you any cuter. We didn't say anything about hating. I have nothing against fat people, but for you to be flaunting your flab on social media like this, thinking that's attractive, that's where I have the problem. I'm all for loving yourself, but seriously, you can't be flaunting this unhealthy lifestyle on the internet for people to see and expecting to gain some sort of positive message from it. No. If anything, you should be telling people how to do the opposite of what you did to get that size. That will be a positive message to be sending to people instead of doing this bullshit right here. But anyways, fair use. Oh my Lord.
The girls who girl.
Oh, by the way, is it possible that she's what they call a transformer? Just by that deep ass voice? I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm guessing she might be one of those types. But anyways, oh man. It says thin people saying that body positivity movement includes all bodies have severe, all bodies matter energy. Okay, let's see what she has to say.
The girls who girlin' Gornt.
Talk about thin privilege, and this is a really good example. So I am making my breakfast, and I had a piece of pizza from Domino's left that I didn't finish last night, and it sounded really good, so I'm eating it. Because I exist in a smaller body, you're probably like, wow, good for her. Like, she has food freedom, she doesn't restrict herself, she doesn't say pizza's only dinner food, things like that. But now I want you to think if I was in a bigger body, would you still be thinking the same things?
I probably wouldn't.
Would you still say good for her? Or would you say, are you sure you want to eat that? I'm gonna think about.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's something to think about. Because if she wasn't a bigger body, we'd be like, you sure you want to eat all that? I mean, look at you, goddamn. Oh boy. This is just calling out bullshit. We're not hating on overweight people. We're not saying skinny folks are better than fat folks. There may be good people overall, but who's living healthier? That's the bottom line. Who's living healthier? That's what you need to worry about. Now, granted, there are some skinny and slim people that are unhealthy, but that's what it's all about. Who's living healthier? Not so much the body size. It's also about who's being healthy. You can be skinny. You could be slim. You could be a female that's thick and still be unhealthy. But that only puts you in the same category as a chick who's overweight and out of shape as far as y'all health is concerned. So yeah, you can be skinny and unhealthy, but hey, women who are overweight and out of shape, they're unhealthy through and through. Bottom line.
Guys, do you remember the time when I posted an almost identical video to this? But I was told that I should avoid potatoes. I was given unwanted and unsolicited health advice when I was
unwanted and unsolicited health advice. What kind of health advice?
minding my own business, just making a cooking video, but I was told that I needed to avoid potatoes. Do you remember that? Do you remember how fat people and thin people are not allowed to exist in the same way on the internet? You remember that? Again.
Well, they can exist the same way in the internet. The only thing is they're not in the same category. You can't put fat people and skinny people in the same damn category. Yes, they can exist together, but they're not in the same category.
And no hate to this guy. I have no issue with him, and I don't hate him. I'm also not mad at him either. I am using his video as an example to compare how thin people and fat people are not treated the same way.
I could have told you that. I mean, I would treat fat people with the same dignity and respect as I would a skinnier person. It's all about the mindset that you have and the confidence. But one thing I will say is this: I'm not attracted to an obese woman, honestly. I'm really not. I prefer someone who's thin and in shape. But that's just my preference. Every man has their preference. Every man has their standards. So some men will date a woman like that. Hell, some men don't care about body structure. And you could say, I don't care much about body structure myself. But the thing is, I want a woman that's at least looks like she's in shape. If you're the size of a land well, that's a problem. I know it sounds a bit contradictory, but let me explain. I don't care about the woman's body structure long as you're not underweight or overweight. You could be slim, you could be thick, you could be slim thick, you could fall somewhere in one of them categories. I'll accept you, but you can't be overweight or underweight because that to a point where it's unhealthy. Again, I go to the gym once a week, maybe twice a week. So hell, keep yourself in shape on that. At least look like you in shape. At least look like you are in shape. Bottom line, point is simple.
So,
what is your favorite thing that thin people do that's like quirky, cute?
Being unwashed or just smelling bad in general.
Being unwashed and smelling bad? Okay.
So furious when all the celebrities were like, I only bathe my children once a week because it just reeks of thin privilege.
Who doesn't bathe their kids every goddamn day until they're old enough to bathe themselves? What the fuck kind of shit? Okay, fair use.
If you are ever in a public space and there is a distinct smell happening, 9 times out of 10, everyone will assume that that smell belongs to whoever the fattest person in the room is.
And I've seen that happen because I guess when you're overweight or whatever, your body tends to funk up quicker compared to someone that's smaller. I've seen that happen. I've been around overweight people who have this kind of odor. They reek of a foul odor. But I don't see that too much on skinnier people when I'm out and about. But it can happen. Anybody can stink no matter their size or weight or whatever. But I think when you're overweight, you exert a lot more energy and exert a lot more sweat. by comparison. So that does happen.
There was a time where I was straight up in an elevator where I watched a thin woman like twist her whole body and rip ass and start giggling, and everyone in the elevator looked at me.
Wow.
It is just assumed that fat people smell, and that's not true. And then when thin people...
You're right. To her credit, it's not true. You don't have to be overweight to smell. You could be slim and still smell. So I will give her that.
Are caught as like the source of the smell. It's always like, oh, I'm getting in touch with my body. I'm trying to be a little bit more all natural. Or people laugh it off and they're like, oh, I guess you forgot to wear deodorant today. But
wow.
If that person forgets to wear deodorant one day, it's a reflection of her entire existence.
Thin privilege. It's a reflection of an entire existence, she says. Okay.
Of the smell. It's always like, oh, I'm getting in touch with my body. I'm trying to be a little bit more all natural. Or people laugh it off and they're like, oh, I guess you forgot to wear deodorant today.
Like I said, you could be slim and still smell bad. It's unacceptable either way.
But if like a fat person forgets to wear deodorant one day, it's a reflection of her entire existence.
No, a fat person's existence is based on unhealthy living. And I don't think smelling bad kind of coincide with it, but that's a hygiene thing, not so much a health thing. That kind of coincides with personal hygiene and not so much about health. So it doesn't have to coincide with their overall existence.
Thin privilege is a joke. If you're fat and unhappy about it, change yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you change yourself? Let's start there. Because the main reason people who are overweight are unhappy is because people like you shame them just for existing.
Shame them just for existing. Now, does that happen? Yes, we do. I'm not going to say we should shame people because of their size. However, people who are overweight don't have to walk around with this entitlement that they are a 10, that they are this, that, and the third. They're as attractive as a woman that's slimmer than them and better looking than them. No, we don't need that. That's where we have the problem. That's where we tend to have the problem. But anyways, fair use.
They're not the problem. You're the problem.
Still remember when people got upset that I put 3 scrambled eggs instead of 2 into my breakfast hash that I ate? And people went wild about it? Thin privilege, fat phobia.
I wonder why. Think about this. This young lady on the right, she's much slimmer. And she ain't bad looking, though. So maybe she can get away with eating a little bit of junk food every now and then compared to this woman right here. What do y'all think? Who can get away with the most, get away with eating junk food the most? It ain't rocket scientists to figure that out. So I don't know what she's griping about. Now, hopefully she doesn't overdo it and be looking like this in the next couple of months or years. As long as she's eating responsibly, whatever. I eat junk food every now and then too, but then again, I'm trying to put on weight. So I got a different situation. But anyways, fair use.
You're welcome.
For my wild exercise.
What in the holy mother of fuck is this? Oh my God almighty. What is that? Oh Lord, look at her.
I choose this brownie.
Oh God, no.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Hell no, no. To the no, no. Hell to the no, no. To the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no. To the no, no, no.
Oh my Lord.
Promoting obesity is what it takes to make other fat people feel hot.
Promoting obesity makes overweight people feel hot. Yep, that's exactly what it's doing. That's what I said earlier. It's going too goddamn far. Promoting obesity just to make overweight people feel good and put money in the pockets of all these people that own these fast food restaurants. The higher the obesity level, the more money is going to go into their pockets. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that.
Obviously, I'm going to do that. So yes, I am promoting obesity.
Wow.
Stay mad. Thank you so much.
So I had a doctor's appointment today, and it was a follow-up to the last few weeks had been a little bit of a shit show. Something small happened that ended up causing a couple surgeries, and it turned into being a bigger deal than it needed to be. Part of what happened, though, unfortunately, meant a lot less intake than I would normally have, especially in my recovered life. And my body has really taken a hit because of it. My heart, my blood pressure, all of that. Well, my doctor today asked me what my intake has looked like these last several days. So I did like a 24-hour review of what I'd eaten. And she was like, oh, that's great. She went on to say a couple other things, and she's like, well, good. At least you're not eating pizza. And to that I said,
wait, hold on. Go back.
Causing a couple surgeries, and it turned into being a bigger deal than it needed to be. Part of what happened, though, unfortunately, meant a lot less intake than I would normally have, especially in my recovered life. And my body has really taken a hit because of it. My heart, my blood pressure, all of that. Well, my doctor.
Wow, I wonder why. Maybe you should eat a lot less junk food.
Today asked me what my intake has looked like these last several days. So I did like a 24-hour review of what I'd eaten. And she was like, oh, that's great. She went on to say a couple other things, and she's like, well, good. At least you're not eating pizza.
So eating everything except pizza? My, oh my. I wonder what her intake was. At least it ain't pizza.
And to that I say,
well, now she's eating pizza. Oh my.
This is probably going to make some of you very mad, but today I want to talk about why non-marginalized people, specifically thin people, don't belong in the body positivity movement. Thin people have turned this movement into being about self-love, and that really just highlights how much privilege you have. This movement was never supposed to be about self-love. It was supposed to be about dismantling systems of oppression, specifically racism, fatphobia, and ableism.
And has it done that?
We can't love ourselves out of oppression. I'm fat and disabled. Just because I love myself, which I do, doesn't mean that I'm somehow shielded from fat phobia or ableism.
That's a good point. You can love yourself all you want to, but you're not safe from all the stigmas that come with that are based on your physical appearance. I can sit up here and say I love myself, I admire myself, but if I'm obese and out of shape, people are still going to perceive me as just that and treat me as just that. So yeah, that's a very good point. You can love yourself all you want to, but you're not safe from all the negative stigma that comes with, being obese and out of shape.
Start your own movement, call it self-love, but when you call what you're doing body positivity and it's not, you are drowning out voices of the marginalized who have gone unheard for much too long. You're welcome to be an ally, but that means accepting feedback about problematic things that you say and centering the voices of the marginalized, not your own.
Damn, that was spot on. That was spot on. 'Cause like she said, you can love yourself all you want to, but hell, at the ending of the day, depending on how you carry yourself, you're not safe from all the negative stigma that comes with living an unhealthy lifestyle.
Fat ally, just listen up. If you think that the term fat ally is stupid, oh my God, scroll. I could not care less about your opinion.
Okay, if you don't care about our opinion, why you on here ratting about this shit? Better make it a one-time thing.
If you care the smallest amount of fat people, you're going to have to stop pointing out we're fat every single chance you get.
Who's pointing out that you're fat? Okay.
Because I feel like thin people have this weird need to remind fat people we are different.
Because you are different, more or less anyway.
Oh, it's your unique thing. And by this, I mean, oh my God, you look like you give the greatest hugs. It's because you think I'm like soft and cushiony.
I wonder why.
Oh my God. Oh, you're actually eating a salad. Good for you. You don't know my diet, Veronica. I mean, like, even in my acting class today, it was literally like, so your niche is that you're fat. I am so much more than that. And I don't need you pointing it out every day, and it's just frustrating.
Oh my God. Wow. How did
I have a condition called lipedema. It's a rarely diagnosed fibrotic fat disorder that grows the legs and sometimes the arms really big.
Wow.
Lipedema, fat isn't losable, so you can't diet or exercise it away.
Damn.
Most people have seen lipedema.
Damn, sorry to hear that.
Lipedema, but they don't know it. 11% of all people assigned female at birth are said to have it. Very few people assigned male at birth have lipedema.
Okay, so she has a condition that doesn't allow her to lose whatever weight she gains. Ain't that something, man? I'm sorry to hear that. Because most people in her situation should put in the work to get in shape. Now she can't lose the weight. Damn, that's sad, honestly. Seriously, that is just sad. I've never heard of that kind of condition before, but let's hear that again. She has some condition that keeps her from losing whatever weight she gained.
I have a condition called lipedema.
Lipedema is what it's called.
It's a rarely diagnosed fibrotic fat disorder that grows the legs and sometimes the arms really big.
Wow.
Lipedema, fat isn't losable, so you can't diet or exercise it away.
Damn, so you can't even go to the gym, work out, and exercise to get rid of the fat. That's sad.
Most people have seen lipedema, but they don't know it. 11% of all people assigned female at birth are said to have it. Very few people assigned male at birth have lipedema. It's often dismissed as obesity and ignored due to medical fat phobia. Here I am putting on arm compression to help reduce swelling and hopefully...
Well, at least we know that. At least you explain your situation. I can't speak for this lady. Maybe she's going through the same thing, but we don't know that. At least the other young lady explained why she looks the way she looks. It ain't got nothing to do with her eating unhealthy. She just got some fat that she can't simply get rid of. But look at this shit right here. Oh. The price ain't right. The price ain't right. But anyway, let's continue. Fair use. Oh, Lord Almighty.
I genuinely don't know how many times I've had to repeat this, but skinny shaming and fat phobia are not the same thing.
Skinny shaming and fat phobia. They're not the same thing, she says. Okay, explain yourself.
Skinny shaming is being bullied for your body shaming, right? Which fat people experience as well. No matter who gets body shamed, body shaming is bad, okay? Body shaming bad. However, fat people also experience an entirely different part of fat phobia and discrimination that thin people will never experience. You will never, ever understand what it's like to be a fat person in America, in the world, because you do not understand what it's like to be persecuted for your body, okay?
Okay, so body shaming and fat phobia are not the same thing. Okay, a skinny shaming somebody for being skinny. That's just plain body shame. But I guess fat phobia means you're a phobia, by the way, is a fear of something. We're afraid of it. Because people do understand that phobia means you're afraid of something. So if I'm fat phobic or whatever, that means I'm afraid of overweight people. And she's right. Overweight people are not treated the same. Let's think about that. If a skinny person gets on a public bus or whatever, they got plenty of room to sit down. They're going to have some seats over. They can easily just sit down into those seats or whatever. But let an overweight person get in there. They got to make 2 rows for that person to sit down. So no, they're not treated in the same light. I'm sorry. And, you know, I've heard some people say that when they try to make special accommodations for the overweight people, that's still considered body shaming or fat phobic or whatever. Even if you make arrangements for them, they still don't like that.
Medical fat phobia in the job market, in media, it's everywhere, okay? It's not just us being mocked for our bodies. It's so much more than that. And you guys choose not to listen to us and make it about yourselves.
Okay, hold on. And we're back. But wow, body shaming or skinny shaming versus fat phobia. So I guess basically what she was trying to say, let me make sure I got this right. I guess when you're shaming somebody for being skinny, that just has more to do with their overall physical appearance, like talking about their body. But I guess when it comes to fat phobia, you're looking at them differently, you're treating them differently. They have to walk through whole society. They have to move a lot differently than skinny people do. And you can kind of see how that plays in. Like I said, if you're an overweight person getting on a bus, they got to make 2 seats for you compared to a skinny person that can just sit down in 1 seat and be comfortable with that. So it's not, so yeah, I wouldn't call that fat phobia. I call it just making arrangements to suit your current situation. But they're going to call it what they want to call it. It's nonsense. And anybody that want to come up and speak their piece on this, feel free to come up now. But I have another video, my last one, talking about this topic, and I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, this one's called Fat Acceptance Gone to, this one it says, has fat acceptance, hold on. Yeah, has fat acceptance gone too far? And shout out to Jen for this video. One of the most street interview type videos. Okay, bear with me here. Fair use, fair use. Hold on.
Do you think fat shaming works? I think so.
Yes, because they start thinking that it is okay. I'm a fat bitch.
I'm just gonna keep eating. You can't tell me what to do. What do you?
Exactly. I'm gonna keep eating whatever I want to eat. You can't tell me what to do. Good point.
Be fat?
Would I want to have more meat on my bones? Yeah, I'm flat everywhere.
Am I too much? Go find less.
Today I am asking, is it okay to be fat?
Yes, it's okay. It's common. It's regular, normal. Yes, I mean,
it's common, it's regular, and it's normal. That doesn't mean it's okay, by the way. I'm just saying.
Look at me. I'm a fat.
I don't think it's really okay to
I wouldn't call her fat. She ain't bad looking. She's slim. She's thick.
be fat because it's a lack of self-love.
I just love myself.
Not to mention a lack of discipline. Good point.
And people love me because I love myself.
I'd rather people love themselves, go to the gym, take care of themselves.
A few kilos.
Exactly.
More or less will not change me. It has a lot of problems.
A few cows won't change you, but if it affects your health, then that could be bad.
In fact, because it is not healthy or good looking.
I think it's okay to be fat, but I wouldn't date a fat person, I think. Is it okay?
Yep, he has his own preference, so we can't shame the guy for that.
To be fat.
Of course.
You hesitate a little.
Well, because I don't think asking, is it okay to be fat, is a correct question to ask.
Is it even offensive to say fat person or like big bone person?
If they're comfortable in their body, then they're comfortable in their body. Anything that's going to hamper your
Yeah, but do you think fat people are comfortable in their own bodies? I wonder.
arteries or anything like that, I don't know. It's not good.
I think it's not okay. It's not healthy at all.
According to my
Thank you. You're right. It's not healthy at all.
doctor, I'm fat. But if you look at the size of my legs, you got mailman calves. Wow, fat is such a generic statement. It's hard to say yes or no. I grew up in West Virginia, which happens to be the fattest state. Were you ever fat?
Wait, hold on. What did that say?
To say yes or no. I grew up in West Virginia, which happens to be the fattest state.
Obesity rate is 40.6%. Wow. I wonder what it's like here in Illinois. Obesity per 100K. Damn, 39.1. Oh, shit. That's pretty damn high. But okay.
Were you ever fat? The biggest I've ever been, I got up to 243. I woke up in the mirror, looked at myself at 243, bubbly, my hips hurt, my knees hurt, my ankles hurt. That moment there, I was like, this is not good. I don't like it. It's not for me. But if it's for you, I think you should get after it.
Whether it be through fat mannequins or plus-size models, the fat acceptance movement has advocated for body positivity for all shapes and sizes.
Women of all shapes and sizes do exist, and it's important that you see yourself represented. Big Girl Summer has officially begun.
Big Girl Summer. Oh, my Lord. And here we go with the one who possibly started it all. Lizzo the Hippo. Man, oh, man. This is ridiculous. And she said, Fat Girl Summer. Ain't that something? That's a summer I do not want to be a part of, honestly.
But with America's high obesity rates, we must question the importance of acceptance versus its consequences. But this is just easy for me to say because I've played sports my whole life. And more importantly, isn't acceptance the first step to self-improvement? Yes.
That's a good point. He said, is acceptance the first step towards improvement? Accept your current situation and then do the necessary work to improve yourself. Works for me.
We don't see. Can you be healthy and obese?
That's tough, you know?
You know, you can be healthy and still be bigger.
These big wrestlers in Japan, I forgot their name.
Oh,
sumo wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they're strong.
Like I play volleyball, I play soccer, I was a competitive cheerleader. So I think it all encompasses in what you're able to do.
I'm not a doctor. I probably wouldn't want to answer that at all.
Let me ask you this then. Like, what does it mean to be healthy?
Well, mental health is very important, and also physical health, of course.
I don't think anyone's purely healthy. You're able to.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody's purely healthy. We all got some kind of health issues going on.
I have healthy tendencies. I have a brother who was a track athlete who was an alcoholic. So I think it just depends on the tendencies you choose to focus on.
So I wanted to know, isn't health more than just the weight on the scale? Health isn't just about.
Yes, it's not. It's not just about weight on the scale. It's about your mental and psychological health as well. And we see this more so with obese people. Yes, skinny people can be unhealthy too, as I mentioned earlier. So you ain't got to be obese and out of shape to be unhealthy. It's a lot of thin people that are unhealthy too. There's a lot of thick women. There's a lot of buff men that are also unhealthy. So I don't think unhealthiness has a lot to do with size. It's a lot to do with what you're doing to your body. Unhealthy living has more to do with what you're doing with your body and less to do with your size. Bottom line.
Physical appearance, right? There's also things like mental, spiritual health. Do you think you can just say that just because you're fat, you're not healthy?
If you're fat, emotional, you won't be good, you know, because you feel bad, your clothes doesn't fit, it is horrible.
Were you ever fat, like in any time of your life?
Like 6 months ago, I was fat.
What does that mean?
I got cancer and I was on medicine, hormone therapy. Even cancer is a problem because of weight. Weight, you know?
Now let's dig further and see what the other side would say. America has a really big push for body positivity and fat acceptance. It's okay to be fat. It's healthy to be fat.
I don't support that.
Why?
I think it's okay to accept your body, but if it's like health concerning, going on the internet and saying, I'm so happy with myself, I'm sorry, I don't believe you.
I don't think.
Finally, a sister that's making sense. She's absolutely right. And by the way, this Latino woman is not bad looking. She got like a little meat on her bones. I ain't gonna lie. She is not, well, she might be slightly overweight, but compared to this shit right here, I gotta play it again. Oh my God. The price ain't right. Compared to this woman, no.
Going on the internet and saying, I'm so happy with myself, I'm sorry, I don't believe.
Yeah, compared to these women right here, this woman right here is not that bad looking. She ain't that, her body type is not that bad by comparison. But now she want to lose some of that weight, she can, but she looks good the way she is. Now she want to lose some of that weight, fine. As long as she ain't got no major health issues, she's good. But compared to them chicks we saw earlier, compared to what we saw in them other videos, nah, she's way better. Let's hear what else she has to say.
I don't think that you should shame people. I don't think that you should just say, hey, that's okay. You know, it starts out as accept me and then help me, but then it moves into, no, just accept me. I'm just going to keep eating. You can't tell me what to do.
They think
exactly right. That's exactly, the man was spot on. We've gone from I accept the way I look, now help me get into a better body, to just I accept the way I look, and now you have to accept the way I look. I'm not changing anything for you. This is who I am, a land whale. So that's a good point.
That oh yes, it is okay to be fat. Let's eat more. I don't think it is a good idea to make that movement.
I agree with that movement and I like it and I think it's okay because not everybody looks the same way. Sometimes you're not fat and some people call you fat. Yeah, it's not okay. I was a ballet dancer and I quit because of that, so imagine.
It's great for people to feel good, but I would rather like promote more healthy stuff than seeing models that are fat. We accept this as
So he's not going to promote obese women being models. Okay.
the norm. I don't think that's a good thing.
When media has the power to shape culture, it's worth examining what's being shown.
I think there is a trend now of glamorizing morbid obesity.
So good. I can do things while being or to die tomorrow.
Oh my Lord. I hope y'all had lunch because this stuff is gonna make y'all sick. My God Almighty. Oof, 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 oof. Good God Almighty. This is just sick. My Lord. But anyways, fair use, fair use.
I wouldn't regret it. I am fat and there's no shame in it for me.
Look, influencers have always existed, from Jesus to traditional celebrities, and now micro-influencers. So with social media, we can now connect with people in any niche that speak to us in our viewpoints, including fat influencers.
You are beautiful just the way you are.
No one owes you their body.
And on the surface, it's a message that most of us can get behind, of self-love and acceptance. But on the other hand, is this a message that's contributing to the obesity epidemic?
I'm gonna say yes, it is.
The body positivity symbols trap themselves and their audience in their own message. For years, Adele has been known as one of the most successful musicians of her generation. And it so happened that not only was she known for her talents, but also viewed as an icon of body positivity.
I don't want to be some skinny mini with my tits out. I'm just writing love songs.
But on May 2020, after posting an IG pic of her significantly losing weight, some of her fans started accusing her of betraying the body positivity movement.
Betraying the body positivity movement? How? By slimming down and getting yourself in shape so you can live a longer life? That's what they're mad at her for? Wow.
When it wasn't her intended brand.
So many women were mad when Adele lost all that weight.
I was body positive then and I'm body positive now, but it's not my job to validate.
People say the same thing about Monique when she got slimmed down or whatever. Oh, you're against the body positivity. So I guess it was to just stay fat and unhealthy just to make y'all feel good and look good and promote something that's just going to lead to society living unhealthy lifestyles. Bullshit. I'm not down for that. Nope, nope, no, 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 no.
How people feel about their bodies.
It's not just Adele. From Jonah Hill to countless others, losing weight was like a stab in the back.
Jonah Hill.
So if I lose weight, well, I never had no weight to lose. But if somebody's obese and out of shape and they lose weight, they're betraying body positivity. You're a traitor to those who represent fat acceptance. Like I'm gonna be obese and out of shape. You gotta accept me as I am. You lose that weight, you're a traitor. If I'm betraying everything that's contributed to unhealthy living, I say that's a movement that I'm glad to no longer be a part of. I'm just saying.
Weight has been talked about as much as this movie.
It is a big deal. People are obsessed with it.
So the same people that are advocating for body acceptance of all shapes and sizes are the same ones calling betrayal for losing weight. Do you think
and they say that oh man. So now these people are being shamed because they prefer to lose weight and get themselves in shape, thus betraying the whole body positivity thing. Wow. What a world we live in.
Stab in the back.
Jonah Hill's weight has been talked about as much as his movie.
It is a big deal. People are obsessed with it.
So the same people that are advocating for body acceptance of all shapes and sizes are the same ones calling betrayal for losing weight.
Exactly. What happened to body positivity for all shapes and sizes? That's a good point right there. If we're going to promote a movement that says body positivity for all shapes and sizes, why the hell are we shaming people from going from overweight to skinny? Why are we doing that? Wasn't the idea for everybody, regardless of what their size is, to be accepted? But no, these movements are only geared towards accepting certain people with certain criteria. So yeah, if it's all about accepting everybody for no matter what their shape and size is, why are we shaming skinny people why are we shaming the same skinny people who used to be obese themselves by calling them traitors? Make that make sense, people. Make that make sense. But anyways, fair use.
Think a culture of fat openness creates a population of more fat people.
Fat people will always also have these insecurities. That's why they build a community where they push and support each other. As I said, if it's health concerning, I don't think this movement should be like too strong.
So has the movement become too extreme?
I actually feel kind of guilty for being a part of this movement, being a pioneer in this game. Like, I literally was one of the first influencers to work with Vaginova before they even had a plus size line.
Wow.
But let's be for real. Health is real. Diabetes, heart disease, all that is real, okay? It's not fat phobic to care about your health. And if somebody's telling you that, it's because they're miserable and they want you to die and stay fat like them.
Exactly. Thank you, my sister. At least she understands that. Being healthy does not make you fat phobic. It means you have the common decency to get yourself in shape so you can live fucking longer. That's all that shit really means. Thank you. She understands that. And like she said, diabetes, that stuff is all real. It can happen to you. So you're not fat phobic or against body positivity just because you want to avoid those health risks. But anyways, fair use.
Questioning the issue is seen as an attack. Does it suggest that more of the focus is on resistance to change rather than acceptance?
At Brownberry, we start with one question. What would
All right, here we go.
But if it is about acceptance, has the message at least been consistent for everyone? Do you think there are different body standards for men and women? Women have this different connotation than men have. Maybe it's more acceptable for a man to be larger than a woman. For example, like a girl might say, like, I'll never date someone that's shorter. Or let's say if a man says, I'll never date someone over this weight.
My husband's tall and some people have shorter boyfriends. Kind of all depends on what you want in life.
Would it be rude if like men started saying like, I won't date girls over a certain weight?
I think physical attraction is important just as much as an emotional attraction.
I don't really see that.
Now, we all know damn well as a man, we can't have a standard. I'll talk about that later on.
Like fat models for guys, we always have the standard of the jacked dude.
Men have a lot of pressure now to look good, but when it comes to sexuality, why am I a hoe if I like to and you guys are the kings and I'm the hoe? I think this double standard.
What?
It's, oh my God, this pissed me off so much. When it comes to sexuality, why am I a hoe if I like to and you guys are the kings and I'm the hoe? I think
it's an unfair double standard. Mainly because as men, we have to put in work to get women in bed with us. But as a woman, you ain't gonna do much of anything just to get a man to have sex with you. The real work comes when it comes time to try to keep that man. That's like giving someone a job that did absolutely nothing to get the job compared to giving it to someone that actually put in the work to get promoted on the job. Who's gonna be more respected? The person that put in no work to get something, or the person that put in all the work to get something? It ain't rocket scientists after all, you know. I'm just saying. Fair use.
These double standards. Oh my God, this pissed me off so much.
Do you think there's different body standards between men and women?
100%. Right now we have a big trend for the dad bods. So my wife says, no, it's great. But then if you look at a woman who might have the mom bod and just given birth, people shame them for the way they look.
That's actually an interesting point.
People shame women for having mom bods. I don't see that too often, honestly, but it is what it is. Maybe he sees it and I don't, but okay.
You heard more of like the reverse in the sense that there's a lot of like, let's say plus size models that are women, but not really like plus size models that are for men.
I agree with that. You ain't gonna see no overweight man on the front cover of a magazine. You damn sure ain't gonna see that.
That with how many male models do you see versus how many female models do you see?
So I wanted to ask an actual plus size model, why? Why do you see a lot of like plus size modeling for girls, but not like plus size modeling for men.
I think, to be honest, some people fetishize fat girls.
You don't think there's any fetish for like fat dudes?
Just met a fat dude yesterday and he was cuter than his friend. But you know, I'm very demanding in the bedroom and I think they need that stamina. I don't have a lot of conditions, so they.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like this woman. She's saying some things that make sense, some that didn't make a lot of sense. But I ain't gonna lie, she's kind of crazy. I kind of like her, but that's my opinion.
Guy has to do the work.
And so it made me think, is it better to discourage people from being overweight or to fully accept it despite its potential consequences?
Well, I'm curious. So, you say that it's very important for people to demonstrate, like self-care and not being fat. Do you think then fat shaming is a good way to promote people to be fit?
I feel it's not the best way to go about it. If you use other methods, they can be more mindful about the eating patterns, fitness, and all that stuff.
And that's a very good point. There are other ways to make people aware that what they're doing is unhealthy. It's like somebody smoking too damn much. I used to have that issue. If you show instead of shaming somebody for being a chain smoker, how about you show them the risks that come with smoking? Are they going to stop it, or they're just going to either going to quit cold turkey or do it in moderation? There's a such thing. But when you show people the risks that come with doing something or living a lifestyle, they might just get an awakening. That's better than shaming them. Same thing with being overweight. Show people the risks that come with being overweight, and maybe they'll become enlightened. Hopefully, they'll become enlightened and can fix themselves in the long run.
Every time you attack someone on their physique, not a good way to go about things.
Well, you're telling me off camera you lost 45 pounds. What made you want to do that in the first place?
People around you are in shape, and you just can't lose sight of that.
So your environment not only influences your actions, but also your trajectory. And when that's the case, we're both influencing and influenced by the people we spend the most time with. And so when your actions can directly impact the people closest to you, it may be a different way to explore whether it's okay to be fat.
Well, let me ask you this. What would you do if your kids are fat?
I think it's like a problem. It's like a disease.
Disease?
You cannot live like that.
Would you want your kids to be fat? No. Would you?
I know I wouldn't.
Do if they want.
Like exercise is like a big part of my life.
But I thought you can't really like force someone to change though, right?
Well, they are my kids, so I can.
Whether your kids ain't got to say so in this shit now, do they?
Do whatever they want.
So when one person's unhealthy habits can enable another person's, it's easy to see how influence begins. So
oh man, damn these ads. But come on. Be back up shortly. But that man makes a good point. We don't necessarily have to shame people for living an unhealthy lifestyle. Instead, let's just call it out for what it is and expose them to the risks that come with living an unhealthy lifestyle. That's the best way to sum it up. Let's expose them. Like, again, like I said with the person that smokes, you got somebody that smokes too much, show them what happens when you smoke too damn much. Lung cancer, bad breath, the whole nine. And maybe, just maybe, they'll quit. Expose them to what happened. Let them know up front what happens when they go too far with something and continue living an unhealthy lifestyle. That's the best way to sum that up for me. But anyways, fair use.
Change though, right?
Well, they are my kids, so I can do whatever they want.
And so when one person's unhealthy habits can enable another person's, it's easy to see how influence begins. So if culture can shape behavior, what impact can shaming have on the larger population?
What is like Mexican culture like in regards to being fat?
Bullying to the fat people. The parents doesn't like you to be fat. My son, he's a great singer, but sometimes I say, oh, you have to be thinner to be, you're like an image. So
at least according to her, there's a bit of shaming in Mexican culture. But at the same time, Mexico is one of the fatter countries in the world.
Well, what is
even fatter than America? Wow.
French culture like when it comes to fat people?
So I grew up fat, not really fat.
Chunky.
Yeah, my brothers called me like the Misha. And
that thing.
Like for a long time. And I think that's one of the reasons why I went to exercise a lot.
So let me dig into that. That seems like fat shaming worked.
I think so.
Yeah, but well, I guess for this gentleman, the shaming more or less worked. It motivated him to get in shape. But here's the thing. This man said that when he was younger, he was chunky. He got shamed for it. And it motivated him to get in shape. Does it have the same impact on women? I'm going to say for the most part, no. Because in our society, we are not allowed to shame women no matter what the fuck they do. She could look any old kind of which way we want. If we can't tell females to put on some decent, sexy, yet not so trashy clothes, what makes you think that we can tell women, or better yet, shame them into getting in shape? Body positivity removed all of that and just said, take them as they are. So we're not allowed to have a standard as far as what we want a woman to be like. What makes you think that we can tell our women to get in shape or persuade them to get in shape? How are we supposed to do that now? So that's something you got to think about. How can we persuade our women to get in shape if we can't even tell them they want to follow our leadership? But anyways, fair use.
Countries like Japan, we've seen even more drastic measures of shape.
Big bellies in Japan are suddenly bad news.
The Tabo law enacted in
It's the bad news, really.
2008 requires employers to measure their employees' waist circumference to prevent metabolic syndromes caused by obesity to identify those at risk. And
wow, that may seem like discrimination on their part, but you know, every culture is different. So I guess in Japan, they don't take too kindly to people being obese. Maybe that explains why there's so much, unless you're a sumo wrestler, that explains why there's so much in shape. So I guess where they come from, they don't take too kindly to obesity. Over here, we call that oppression, but I guess over there, it's a requirement. It's something. It's something that they have to do to make sure people don't get obese. Look at it. This says fat busters. Japanese told us to slim down. Wow. So I guess they ain't taking no prisoner when it comes to obesity.
Aims to encourage healthier lifestyles and participation in health management programs.
Okay, so in Japan, they promote in-between job exercises just so everybody can stay in shape. We don't do that in America. I mean, we do that in America, but it's usually for yoga classes and Zumba classes, usually for those exercise aerobics classes or something. To do that while on the job, that's crazy. So I guess Japan takes obesity very seriously compared to us Americans. Wow.
Even as a developed society, Japan is one of the least fat countries. So I wanted to dive deeper into how.
So Japan is the least fat country. So, okay, so Japan has the lowest, and I mean the lowest obesity rate in the whole in the whole world. God damn. It has one of the lowest. I can't say the lowest, but the one of the lowest. 4.3. Wow. Compare that to America. I don't see the one for America, but I can only imagine what that looks like. But anyways, fair use.
Different levels of acceptance has impacted different countries around the world. Where are you from again?
Argentina.
France.
I'm from Iran.
Okay, let me ask you, in Argentina, are there a lot of fat people?
Not much. Our food is not as fast food as in.
Okay, so they serve food out there that doesn't cause people to get overweight. It ain't junk food that contains all them chemicals that add weight to your body. Impressive.
America.
There's not as many obese people in Iran as I see when I go to Vegas. Everything in US, the portion size is just like overloaded. So but back home, more organic stuff and people eat with family, so it's more enjoyable.
So I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. In other countries, they serve organic food that's not going to cause you to get overweight and out of shape. So that's a good point. We don't see much of that out here in the West. You got to go to certain places in America where they serve organic food. But out there, these other countries, they serve organic food that doesn't cause you to get overweight. That's a good thing. But anyways, fair use.
It's a cultural thing. In New York, for example, I was with another plus-size girl. We were walking on the street, and every 5 minutes, wherever you go, they were like, "Hola, señoritas!" You know, Europe, where I am from, they like slim girls. But I think in most of the U.S. parts, they like them fat and juicy, thick.
What do you think?
Thick, yes. Fat, no. But that's just my opinion.
A lot of people in America are fat, juicy, and thick.
Because honestly, the food is really shitty. And then the good.
That's a good point. Shitty food.
Good food, healthy food is so fucking expensive. So people eat unhealthy.
That's a good point. Fast food is cheaper compared to healthy food. That is a very good point. Thanks for enlightening me. Well, reminding me of that. Because, yeah, organic healthy stuff is a bit more expensive compared to fast food and junk food. I'll give her that.
Was with friends where, of course, there is like fat people, but way less like in terms of percentage.
You're trying to say that American food's bad?
American?
It is.
Just say
over
it.
and over again, what we see is an obvious link between what you eat and how fat you are. In that if you want to lose weight, you might want to put that cheeseburger down, you fat f***. But what we see,
Thank you very much. Yeah.
is that the food and health system in America goes a lot deeper than that. And it's always,
I think I'm late on my car and shit.
Ugh, damn these.
always the key is to follow the money.
Our food environment doesn't match what humans are meant to eat. A lot of people don't even know what processed foods are. Every system is built on these food lies because it makes them money. It's the profits in the processing. Cheap processed food, made corn, wheat, soy, like chicken nuggets, ready-to-go meals, a huge profit market. You grow meat, fish, eggs, vegetables. There's not a lot of profit margin. The big processed food companies, they have all the money. Now they can do lobbying, marketing. Most of the industry research out there is funded by these big food companies.
Find something very
And the more obese people out here in this country, the more money that goes into their pockets. Yeah.
disturbing about that. And when most of our food system is producing processed foods, we become so accustomed to the effects that we don't even realize it until we go somewhere else.
For the past 10 days, I've been in Italy and I've eaten nothing but meat, cheese, pasta, and pizza. And you know what? I felt fantastic.
I ate like absolute shit and didn't work out and I never felt healthier.
It turns out the EU has way stricter food regulations than the US. They don't allow as many preservatives, additives, or GMOs. I think we're literally eating poison here.
And with our system...
That's a good point. They put chemicals in some of this food to make you addicted to the shit. So of course you're going to continue to eat it. That's what I hear anyway, but fair use.
Incentivizing providers to treat illnesses and diseases rather than prevention, it makes you wonder, is the system set up to keep people sick and treat patients as subscription customers to maximize profit?
The whole medical system is not a wellness system, it's a sick care. All of this is based on money.
Because even with the US spending by far the most on healthcare out of any country, then why are we one of the fattest diseases?
That's a good question. Why are we one of the fattest? Good question.
Patients as subscription customers to maximize profit.
The whole medical system is not a wellness system, it's a sick care. All of this is based on money.
Because even with the US spending by far the most on healthcare out of any country, then why are we one of the fattest?
That's a good question. All that money spent on healthcare, but yeah, we're still the fattest country out here. Seriously. Why is there so many obese people out here in the West, but yet they got all that money to spend financing healthcare? Makes you wonder.
Disease is probably the biggest business in America.
But then again, if these people get healthy, that means they're going to be out of a job. So I guess that might explain that. So, hey.
Obesity, cancer, it's all monetary, you know? You get within this system.
Keep people sick and they'll keep coming back to your office.
The system of care, and you get stuck there. You know, you become reliant on that. One pill creates another symptom that you get on another pill for, and another pill. You know, the best thing you can do for yourself is take care of yourself.
So do you think that America is promoting this culture of fatness to get more patients in the door?
I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
So when
I wouldn't be surprised me either that was the case, but you know.
The issue is not just about laziness, but a system that is feeding you unhealthy options. Then what is the solution? What do you think is like the right balance between acceptance and improvement?
You have to accept the people who choose the way they want to be. And for the improvement side, you just have to be there to support the people who want to make improvements. You can't just force your beliefs on someone, and you can't force someone to make a change.
Because
that's a good point. You really can't make anybody change. They got to change for their goddamn self. But fair use.
First step to improvement is acceptance. And more importantly, deciphering if you're deluding yourself from working towards improvement in the name of acceptance. Because if there's even a tiny whisper inside of you that's telling you should be doing more and that you don't want to be fat, then you're settling.
Maybe look yourself in the mirror a little bit.
Just be honest to yourself.
Just be honest with yourself.
Because the moment you start looking inwards, you can start changing your reality. And what used to be your insecurity can now become one of the best reasons for wanting to improve. It's why the lonely outcast nerd creates a social network. It's why the misunderstood comedian wants to make people laugh. And it's why the person who works out consistently year after year was once the fat kid. And it's when we start embracing brutal honesty within ourselves and life, it's when we start uplifting others around us to do the same. And that's exactly the mission, to explore the unfamiliar. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more content where I turn interviews into investigative journalism. And if YouTube gets it right, you'll like this video.
Wow. Now that was interesting. Because that's a good point. And like I said earlier, it sounds like all a big major conspiracy to keep Americans living unhealthy lifestyles. That way these big time medical facilities can continue taking money out of their pockets. Sick people, because if people aren't sick, what they need doctors for? If people are mentally healthy, what they need therapists for? So keep these people unhealthy physically and mentally. That way it's more money it's just more money in the consumer's pockets. That's all there is to it. Keep our nation unhealthy. That way doctors can keep on getting paid, and the food industries can keep on getting paid. So it's all a conspiracy, capitalizing on a movement that was meant to make people feel good about themselves, no matter what size they are, to simply becoming a major conspiracy to keep people living an unhealthy lifestyle just to make a profit. Ain't that about some shit? Ain't that about some shit? But yeah, that's the whole deal. All right. Anyways, by the way, I gotta hop on another stream in a few more minutes, so this is not gonna take long. I gotta hop on Kill 'em Swag and Melodies stream in the next 40 minutes or so. So I'm gonna make this as quick as I possibly can. So now, my next topic of the day, women with high standards. Let's talk about that. What do I mean by women who have high standards? Simple. They're simply women who have a standard as far as what they want a man to be, maybe physically and mentally, but it's a standard that's based in delusion and not so much reality. He got to be 6 feet tall, a 6-figure income. He got to have this little lavish lifestyle for her to capitalize on and be a part of. Now, what's the problem with that narrative? Simple. First of all, you ain't gonna find too many men in this world living that lifestyle. That's like the small 20%, 10-20% of men in the world living like that who aren't celebrities, just regular people like you and me. And second of all is this: even if you did meet a man who met those standards, if you as a woman don't have the right attitude, why would even he take you? Why would he even accept you? Okay. So that's the thing. Ain't nothing wrong with a woman having a standard, but it must be grounded in reality. And some women think that, oh, if a man can't meet the standard, he's the problem. Oh, so I'm the reason that so I don't meet your standards. So that means I'm the problem. Well, let's say I meet your standard. I work my way up to becoming what kind of man you want me to be, mentally, financially, the whole nine. Are you going to change your attitude towards me? Because if you do, if it's not the attitude you had towards me when I had nothing, even if you do change up, it's going to be a disingenuine change. That's something that they don't understand. Getting around a man that meets your standard, and then all of a sudden you want to change up into this cooperative, submissive woman, knowing damn well you were not that kind of way when before this guy came into the picture, it's not going to work. Kind of like that old conditioned femininity. You'll be feminine for a man that meets your standard. You'll be feminine for a man that crosses all the boxes, that checks all the boxes. It don't work that way. If you were never in your femininity before this guy came along, that ain't gonna change up when he does come along. So you can have a standard if you want to, but don't get mad when half the men or over half of the men don't meet said standards. That's where we tend to have the problem. Another problem I have with women having standards, well, it's not so much women having standards, but it's this. Men are simply not allowed to have a standard. If a man has a standard as far as what he wants a woman to be, oh, he's considered kind of like what I talked about earlier, body shaming. I want a woman that's petite and in shape, or I'm body shaming. I want a female that's fit, feminine, and friendly, traditional, knows how to cook, clean, take care of a household. Oh, now I'm a problem because women don't do that. That's not a woman's place anymore. That's bullshit in my eyes. We can't have a standard, but y'all can. That's not fair. But we're told take women as they are. Okay. Now let's make this quick because I got to hop on another panel soon. But anyways, hold on a sec, y'all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I got to step out my house for a while, so I won't be able to cover this topic at the very moment. But don't worry, I'll be back later on to cover this next topic. I may come back tomorrow morning, Saturday, at around 10 o'clock a.m. to cover this next aspect, women having high standards. But for right now, anybody that's listening into the clouds, thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry I couldn't do the stream as long as I wanted to, but I got to take care of some other things, and I have another panel I want to hop on. But I will cover this aspect, but I will cover this topic maybe tomorrow morning. So be sure to tune in. Once again, this is Hustler and Muscular, also known as HNM. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.
No chance, that's what you got. Up against a machine too strong. Pretty politicians buying souls for a song. Puppets walk fine.